My younger brother, Max, and I have always been incredibly close. I'm 21, he's 17, and because we had a pretty rough childhood, I practically helped raise him. Our mom struggles with alcohol, we bounced around foster care, and our dad left when Max was just a baby. Through all of it, we had each other. I've always felt this fierce need to protect him. Up until a few months ago, Max was genuinely one of the kindest people you could ever meet. He was a bit shy, loved animals, was obsessed with motorsports, and never missed a basketball or football game. He had a small circle of friends, but a heart of gold. He was just a gentle, good kid. Earlier this year, he started dating a girl from his school named Kate. They were from different crowds, but he was head over heels for her. Kate had a difficult home life too, so she was at our house a lot. Max was a rock. He'd stay up all night talking to her when she was struggling, making sure she was okay. He spent almost every dollar from his part-time job on her. He was completely devoted. Then, in August, everything fell apart. I heard from a very reliable source that Kate had been unfaithful to him at a party. I had to tell him. He was absolutely shattered. And Kate, she didn't even try to explain or apologize. She just ghosted him. Since they go to the same school and Max avoids confrontation at all costs, they just started ignoring each other in the hallways. The first 2 weeks after it happened were terrifying. Max fell into a deep, dark depression. He wouldn't eat, he couldn't sleep, he just cried all the time. I was so scared for his mental health that I took time off work just to stay home with him. I begged our mom to consider therapy for him, but she completely dismissed the idea and offered zero emotional support. She just wasn't there for him. After those initial weeks, Max went back to school, but he's missed a ton of days since. The change in him is jarring. He gave away his pets the animals he adored. He stopped watching sports entirely. He doesn't see his friends anymore. He just spends all his time alone in his room, on his computer or his Xbox. He barely even talks to me, unless he needs something. The warmth is just gone. A couple of months ago, I started dating my partner, Jordan. He's a great guy, and I was hesitant to introduce him to Max with everything going on. But a part of me hoped that having a positive male role model around might help. Someone to talk about cars or sports with. So I invited Jordan over for dinner. I tried to get a conversation going, but Max was just cold. He was dismissive, gave one-word answers, and made the whole night incredibly awkward and uncomfortable. After Jordan left, I tried to talk to Max gently. I told him that it wasn't okay to be so rude, and that I was only trying to help him connect with people again. And that's when he just exploded. I have never, ever seen him like that. He screamed at me, throwing these cruel, personal insults my way. He told me to stay out of his life. He was using words and spouting ideas that were so shocking, so completely out of character for the brother I knew. It was like a switch had flipped. Ever since that night, every time I try to talk to him, it ends in a verbal assault. He says these awful, bitter things about women. He talks as if he's the only person in the world who's ever been hurt, like no one could possibly understand his pain. I can barely speak to him now without ending up in tears. I feel like I've lost him. I don't recognize the person he's become. Recently, I stumbled across some online forums and discussions about how some young men, after a bad breakup or rejection, can fall into these really harmful, toxic belief systems online. It sent me down this rabbit hole, and I started to get really scared that this is what's happening to Max. I tried to gently test the waters, mentioning a well-known violent figure often associated with those communities. Max just dismissed him as disturbed, which is a small relief, I guess, but I still have this nagging fear. I don't know how deep this goes. I'm just so scared and confused and heartbroken. I want to be clear. I don't believe Max would ever physically hurt anyone. I truly believe that deep down, he's still that good. Sensitive kid who's been through way too much trauma and hasn't gotten the support he desperately needs. But I feel so powerless. I'm not his legal guardian. I can't force him into therapy. Our mother refuses to get involved. This person living in my house doesn't feel like the brother I grew up with, the one I helped raise. I'm holding on to hope that this is just a terrible phase, brought on by grief and loneliness, and that my real brother will come back. But watching him transform like this has been one of the most devastating experiences of my life. I just don't know what to do. If you've ever been through something similar, or have any advice on how to reach someone who's shutting the world out, please share it in the comments. I feel so alone in this, and I would appreciate any insight you might have. Thank you for listening.